Hello, welcome to this very moody setting. I'm recording at night and there simply aren't lamps in this room, so we're going to be dramatic with it. But it does feel like maybe it's for a reason that we start this trusting your visions journey in a dramatic fashion. Maybe you are actually at a threshold time in your life and it is time to really see a change, make a shift, or to allow in the inner trust of like really, really trusting your intuition, your visions from here forward. Maybe you're at this threshold, and so it does feel dramatic and it does feel intense for you. This is day 0 of the Trusting Your Visions journey. So I will be posting this November 8th. I'm currently a day behind all of you, so it's November 7th while I'm recording this for you. But November 8th, this is day 0 of the 42-day, starting tomorrow, Sunday, of the Trusting Your Visions journey. This is the sort of in between that I don't think I was remembering is important for a journey like this. So if you're watching it now or in the replays, please know it's okay if you find out about this, you feel really excited, and then you take a day 0 to reset and sort of realign. In a way, calibrating to make space for what this journey is going to entail, even though you don't know what that is yet. Sometimes you can just sense that you're going to need to make space for something. And that's kind of what this journey is asking for. So this is like a deep breath day before you're committing and saying yes to yourself out loud fully. Something that I did today was take a walk around and really let myself feel. Just let myself for a good long stretch of the walk before I started recording some videos, wanting to share this energy with all of you. I was really feeling like, okay, what if tomorrow is a whole fresh new start in some kind of way? What if my visions are holding something that's greater for me than what I've seen so far, and it requires me to change a lot more? Am I ready? Can I choose to be ready? What do I need to let go of today so that I can accept what is going to come tomorrow? Day 1. So, tomorrow, Sunday, November 9th, we will officially open the Trusting Your Visions journey through an opening circle, which I'll be doing live on YouTube. So, you'll catch me over there on YouTube or here, probably watching it here on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed and you like this video if you want to see more of this journey and keep interacting with the videos, commenting and liking them. That way, it'll show up in your feed as well. So just today for day 0, I want you to all allow yourself to feel a pause, like, ooh, something is right around the corner. And something that I've learned is that, when you're going through a transformation, it's important to name that and to mark it in some kind of way. So I think starting right in on the first day can be a little bit much. Whereas today, if you can sort of float around some of the intentions you might have, it gets you readier. And I think that it's important to have these calm and still moments before a bunch of action takes place. And this happens to me often. And sometimes I'll still sweat it a little bit and panic. Oh, why are things so slow? Why does it feel like everything got, stuck or still or stagnant even though I never really give it enough time to let it be stagnant. I do believe that it's important to have that contraction, that stillness before there's expansion and great growth and motion that comes out of that. And so many times we try to skip the waiting part, but waiting is actually where we begin to develop that trust. Where else? It's not in the moments that we're choosing with full faith and confidence to go ahead. It's in those moments we're paused, we're feeling as if we're held back, we're not sure what lies ahead. That's actually where we have our right training ground for trusting our intuition. It's our opportunity to trust our intuition is in those places and in those times that we're doubting ourselves the most. So this recent full moon really got me. I forgot full moons affect us, don't they? The Beaver full moon really slowed me down, and my tech slowed me down. And it was like everything was asking me just to chill out. It was telling me to create. It was actually asking me to go into my own process of what I will be facing in this trusting your visions journey. Because I never make you do this alone. I mean, I'm leading you through something I'm also taking on myself. So that's why I'll be a day ahead of everyone. So I'll know how to speak to the next day by the time we get there. And that's another thing that came through here is I didn't realize I needed to put myself so fully into this and to be myself and to share with all of you what I'm also going through during this time. But it seems so obvious now that that's what's needed. A lot of the people I spoke to about Oracle Fest have said that they're really craving real spaces and places where people can be authentic and just even if you don't say authentic, it's like you just want to be in a place where it feels like you're part of something. And so this is part of something. You can join this, whether you're joining on the YouTube or whether you actually join for the full access and you get VIP support, you get in our WhatsApp group, you get to come to our live Q&A times after I do our like updates after this week. You'll get to join in the live Zoom room, et cetera, et cetera. So you'll also get everything as a replay, which is pretty helpful because I mean, this is going to be quite an undertaking. I'll be so impressed. Please, if there are people who are ready to do every single day with me and show up for it, I would love if you would join me, even if you start late, but you just still follow them and you show up for yourself and you show up for this challenge, this journey of trusting your visions. I would be so excited to have someone like really in the thick of it with me here and alongside. And if you're someone who also is like, I really want this spaced out, I think Kate's approach is a lot all at once, and I want to space this out and let it be longer. That's totally fine. You'll have the replays as long as you purchase some access, either Star All Access or the ticket simply for this event, which you'll get the replays to forever. So, this Beaver Moon, yeah, slowed me down. My tech slowed me down. Felt like everything was interrupting. Felt like everything I wanted to go a certain way wasn't happening. And you know, sometimes the more we resist, the more we also find resistance. And I think that's what I was doing. So I needed to pause and take a bath and do some dog walks and just appreciate where I was in nature and how much this year has held for me. This year alone, I've been on so many different adventures and met different people and seen way different visions for myself than I've ever seen for myself in life. And it's really caused me to need to gather my breath. And every time I think I've landed at a place where I can finally let go and gain some traction, it's like I'm still on the move. And I think this full Beaver Moon was like, hey, pause, like really, really reflect before we start this new one. This is a big one. It was almost like tapping me on the shoulder. You don't get to start this on the timing you thought. Now you're going to start your own process. You weren't taking it like seriously enough. It wasn't, you weren't putting yourself into this the same way you needed to. So here I am. I'm going all in. And I'm going to be sharing with you different pieces of what it means to show up for my visions deeper and in a bigger way than I've ever done. I'll be showing you with multiple parts of my visions. You don't need to do that. You can focus on one area. And if you don't have any visions coming to you yet, you can focus simply on starting to open up to that. And this program will work for any of us along any stretch of how much energy we want to be putting into this. And I think part of me really here wanted to start early just to feel like I had it together and I was all, I just know that that's not what we all need in this world. We don't need people to be with it and all together. We just need people to show up honestly. And so I realized that for me to show up honestly was actually something I was way more scared of. I'm not very scared of showing up after I've already prepared things to feel like they're all together and they sound nice. I'm much more scared of just being honest with failure and as I go and keeping you in the moment with me. That's usually something that I feel quite uncomfortable about. So here's me facing a mini fear of some kind, but I know you'll all help me feel like it was so worth it. So I'm not worried about it now, but I was. Yeah, and that's what this path is about, really, is understanding that things are going to come up on our journey. So um, your control voice is going to say, I feel safe once everything is in alignment, once everything's ready. but the voice of trust and actually trusting means that if we begin, we know safety is going to be on our path and it will find me, it will find me. And so if I don't feel it just yet, like, allow myself to at least walking forward into the foggy forest. That's what I was doing today, and it really, really set the tone. It was really, really thick fog, and it felt like, that's kind of what we're doing, walking into the fog together. So I would like you to open up a journal, and I would like you to look at the person, the part of you that is looking for guarantees. So often people go into a journey like this thinking, I want to guarantee this outcome and this manifestation and this feeling, right? But there's something so much deeper, a voice so much deeper within you, if you're listening right now, that is saying, got you, right? And you don't need to know how. And so feel into that part of you that wants guarantees of control, of reassurance, of validation. And then let yourself really feel like you've you've got this. You've got you. And actually that every time you loosen your grip, something even bigger is happening. Something even greater can arrive. So for the next 42 days, starting today, but starting tomorrow, and for your journey, November 9th through to the winter solstice, I'm going to be committing to live what I am practicing, preaching. And I love that. I love being able to do that with all of my work in some kind of way. And so here I am. I got to show up even more fully than I anticipated. So I'll tell you the 6 areas of focus that I'm going to take. And it may be that I got to trim this down and not do 6 because maybe Kate is just being excessive and that's way too much. But this is what I feel. I feel the visibility piece because I'm going to be needing to be live and sharing this with all of you. And that feels like a big thing to do, to share and show and to show up that consistently. So, visibility and also vitality. So, I put in like physical vitality. I've been really focused on bringing my body more and more energy so I can continue to create what Oracle Fest wants me to do, and I can continue to live nomadically and feel as though I'm thriving, and I can continue to create, and that feels really important to me. So I've got a whole little plan for that. So I'm going to be focusing on that at some point every single day, as well as abundance. I've been working on going through reflections and journaling from the Abundance book by John Randolph Price, because Dr. Stephen Farmer suggested it multiple times when I saw him earlier in the spring, and it just stuck with me. And I realized, like, what am I doing? Avoiding just doing some reflection work. I can easily do this. So I've been doing it every day. I'm going to continue that throughout this whole 42-day journey. And it's a 40-day program, but I already started it a few days ago. So at some point in this journey together, I'm actually going to switch into the new cycle. So that'll be kind of fun. I'll be at day 1 of another, anyways. I maybe won't keep track of all the days for you on that. I can keep track of that myself. The other areas are art, pursuing my music and pursuing my artistic work is a huge, huge risk, huge venture. And it feels like the right thing to do. And it also really scares me. So I'm going to keep showing up for this one. That's one that I really don't want to have slip, but I would say is one of the most likely to slip because of the feeling of intimidation that it gives me at the moment, because it feels very different than what I've been doing the last few years. And it is. And then also home and calling in a home. I just want to be devoting time to be visualizing and be accepting and getting excited for the possibility of renting and owning a home, of creating a home space that is capable of facilitating retreats at, there's just something very much stirring within me about a home. So I don't expect to get a home in the next 42 days. That's not what I'm looking to do, even because I've got lots of travel upcoming this winter. However, I do want to be focused on this goal in some kind of way and calling it in. So that's part of opening up to this vision. So that's an earlier stage visioning. So hopefully I can share with you even different places of the journey, depending on how far you've received visions for any certain area at some point. And then the last one would be partnership, romantic partnership. I would say love and romance has created some of the most challenging, challenging opportunities for healing in my life, and the like harder aspects to my healing have also, I think, risen in love and intimacy and connection and all these really deep, deep aspects. And in order to be creating art, in order to be welcoming in more, I do also need to, uh, I think, really face and call in what I'm feeling towards partnership and um, to allow that vision to come through more in and not shaped by the past, which I think probably a lot of us can relate to, is that it's easy to shape our opinions of how things are or have been based on the way they were rather than the way they're meant to be and how they're coming in. So I have a few practices for all of those different areas, and I'm going to be sticking to them and working through our whole trusting your visions journey through these various areas. So I might not speak to every single one every day, but I will be uh, touching on them in my own life every single day. So I'll be sharing all the reflections here and teaching. So Heart's Frontier side will have more of like my journey, and then Oracle Fest will hold more of the teachings in our community side altogether. So follow both. You know, if you're in it, in for the journey, and you're interested in both, then follow both. So if you're feeling that same like something's bubbling, I think it's time, you can let this be your day zero now too. And I would love actually if you could just comment like a word that you want to carry into your next cycle. So I want to carry, I want to carry enjoyment. I want to really just feel like I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So often I can be like really focused in a mind space, and I love that. I just really want to do better with also enjoying the process and what I'm doing. It's so easy just, I think, to forget and slip out of that. I want to focus on that enjoyment. So may we journey well together these next 42 days that await us as of tomorrow. And I will see you all for an opening circle if you're able to be there live on YouTube. I'll post like a timing that I might go live. I will be doing a teaching, channeling message, and a bit of an activation. So I'd love for you to be there as we begin. But of course, if you just find this after, then you're forgiven and just join at whatever stage you're wanting to join at. And of course, if you'd like access to the deeper practices, all the replays, the community, the live Q&A, access in the Zoom room, and the ability to reach out to me through the WhatsApp group for anything that's coming up as we go through this journey, I would welcome you to take part, and you can check the links below. So hope to see you there in the Trusting Your Visions journey. Welcome to day zero.